Welcome to Hoops Junction, everybody. Just finished watching the Cleveland Cavaliers win Game 5, stave off elimination. Golden State still up 3-2, and take your pick. LeBron James had 40-something points. Kyrie Irving had 40-something points. The first time two teammates have ever done that before. It's crazy. They both dominated the game. It was very high isolation heavy, and they just made it work for them. Like, what was that? Joel Santana, Young Jeezy, make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? So they put their handprint on the game. I think LeBron had like 16 rebounds. He played almost the entire game. He had a dominant performance. He had a dominant performance. And then Kyrie Irving, man, he did his thing. He did his thing, man. He kept it. He had 41 points or more than that. And, man, I'm telling you, it was like one of those games where the Warriors had the lead, but they still kept, coming. And Klay Thompson, he had a great game. Klay Thompson had 35 points in the first half. No, pardon me. He didn't have 35 points in the first half. Let me tell you exactly what he had. Let me get the numbers. I don't have a telestrator. Let's get the stats out. But this game, like many other games Cleveland had, this was right for the picking, and they picked this. They picked it. No Draymond Green. They capitalized, and I'm gonna get to that at the end of this video. But the Cavaliers, they were literally a two-man show. Let's look at the box score really fast. This internet moving slow as molasses. Looking at the box score, Kevin Love had 2 points. J.R. Smith had 10 points. So it's the same thing over and over again, but Kyrie Irving and LeBron James kept them on flow. He had 41. LeBron James had 16 rebounds. Tristan Thompson had 15 rebounds. So they really hammered what's his name on the boards with Ergo. Where was Draymond Green? But that's a topic for another discussion. And Harrison Barnes, he wasn't as big. He was 1 for 6 from 3, so he really struggled. One thing I noticed about the Golden State Warriors, I'm gonna give all the props to Cleveland because they really needed a win. They didn't want to get embarrassed on the Golden State's floor. But another thing that you have to really understand is Golden State missed a lot of shots that they normally make. I don't know if the intensity of trying to win the game for Draymond, I don't know. They just missed a ton of shots that they normally make. And they only scored 35 points in the second half. So they went from scoring 61 in the first half to 35 in the second half, which is not going to cut it against a good team. Anybody in the NBA Finals is not going to cut it. So, and another thing is, I felt like Golden State Warriors, they were looking for the referees to bail them out too many times. You know what I'm saying? Like, Klay Thompson, he had, how many points did this dude have? He had 37. And then it's just like, as the game progressed, it's like the flurry came on too early, and he didn't space it out throughout the game. But he was the only one really keeping them in the game. Curry had 20-something points, which he was really, honestly, he was like a non-factor. He scored 25. He was 8 for 21. He was 5 for 14 from 3, which is a bad percentage. It's less than, it's a little bit over 33%. That's not good. That's not good, but Cleveland did what they had to do. JR was in foul trouble. Kevin Love was in foul trouble. And now they got a Game 6 on their floor. So their backs are against the wall, and they're scratching, they're fighting. LeBron had 41. Kyrie had 41. They went in. They went in. And they did what they had to do to win the game. Kyrie had a great game. LeBron had a good game, but I think Kyrie has been consistent all throughout the finals. He's had 30, 40. So he's been consistent besides games 1 and 2. He's been consistent. But the real deal here, tonight, we didn't see that good Golden State defense. We didn't see them talking. We didn't see the switching defense. We didn't see them trying to double up in the post. They didn't even get that many turnovers, honestly. And the Cavaliers didn't even have that many assists because they were running ISO ball. So you would think the game is easier to play because it's isolation basketball. They're isolating, top of the key, pick and roll. They were doing a little pick and roll with LeBron and Love, and Love was doing a little moving screen stuff, a little bit a la Andrew Bogut. So that was a game right for the picking. That was a game how they like it. It was very slow, methodical. It was just like, let me go one-on-one, whatever the case is. Now, they beat Golden State tonight with that kind of style of play. Are they going to continue to do it? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, Golden State still has a 3-2 lead, and they blew it this game. I think Steve Kerr's just sometimes a loss, you could kind of learn some things. Like right now, Cleveland has like a lot of confidence. They have a lot of confidence. They feel like, okay, we did our thing. Kyrie had a lot of points. LeBron had a lot of points. LeBron had 16 rebounds. He did what he had to do. He was good. But also with the loss, you could learn a few things about your character and what you need to shore up. Like if they won, which they were supposed to win, then maybe they take bad habits, into next season. Maybe guys get fat. But this loss right here, teaches them something like, you know what, we didn't play well, and we need to play well all the time in order for us to win a title. So now they're headed back to Cleveland, and that crowd's going to be rocking. They want to force a Game 7. And, I didn't want to talk about this because I thought Golden State would definitely win the game, but at the end of the day, how does this make the league look any better? How does this make the league look any better? You pretty much, either way, the game is tainted. It's not like Draymond Green was injured, that's why he couldn't play. It's because of some cockamamie scheme that the NBA put together, and LeBron complaining about Draymond Green, which got him suspended, which doesn't make absolutely any sense. You know what I'm saying? I give Cleveland Cavaliers a lot of credit for, number one, winning the game, playing well, but also, number two, getting Draymond Green and put in jail. And that's dry. That's corny. That's really corny. That really, you could see in spurts in this game, because the Warriors weren't 100%, how that really hurt them. That really hurt their defense. That really hurt their rebounding. Just the top to have 10, 15 rebounds. LeBron had 16 rebounds. I mean, you throw another big guy in there like a Draymond Green pushing the break. How many rebounds do they get? So now for the next, I want to say, next game is Thursday, so Tuesday, Wednesday. For the next almost 72 hours, what all we're going to hear about is, what if Draymond was here? What if he wasn't here? LeBron played well. The league really dropped they dropped the bomb, and it took the wind out of the sails. Because even though they won this game, in the first half, it was more back and forth. Second half, Cavs took control. So second half, it was just like, it was sort of like inevitable. The Warriors couldn't make some of the shots that they normally make. They missed a ton of open shots. Harrison Barnes was 1 for 6 from 3. I think he took 5 open threes. So that being said, Cavaliers really played well, but at the same time, they dodged the bullet. They don't have to deal with Draymond. They don't have to deal with the barrage of threes, which, normally they get. So spacing was off. So it's just like 1,000,001 things. And it's like, you could say, like, oh, you're making excuses for the Warriors, or people are making excuses for the Warriors, but it's just facts. Like, without Draymond Green in the lineup, they had a stat. The Warriors are minus 17 or minus 20. They're minus, like, double digits. They don't play the same ball. So, I don't know. And Kevin Love played tonight. He only had 2 points. that didn't matter. That didn't matter. What's his name? Still played a great game. Kyrie, I think, to me, the game ball got to go to Kyrie. LeBron came. LeBron did LeBron things. But if Kyrie don't go off, I think he went on like a mini 6-0 run by himself. And LeBron's defense was great. He had like 3 blocks or whatever the case is. But just by himself, Kyrie really stemmed the tide, and he kept this team up. And they were going how he went. You saw it down the stretch. LeBron just kept feeding them the ball. Kyrie took advantage of the defense. He was getting in the lane. He was getting that dribble penetration. There wasn't any really shot blockers because Bogut got hurt. And it's just like Murphy's Law. It's like everything that could go wrong goes wrong. No Draymond. No three-point shooting really going in down the stretch. No Bogut. No shot blocking. Murphy's Law. Kyrie and LeBron go off tonight. So it's just those things where you got to understand that this is the nature of basketball. You're not going to... Momentum doesn't carry from game to game. What carries from game to game is how you play. And tonight, the other 3 games that Cleveland lost, they played isolation basketball. Tonight, they played the same isolation basketball and won. So it's like the media is going to eat it up. They're going to say, is Kyrie too much for Curry or Kyrie too much for the Warriors or yada, yada, yada. But the reality of the situation is they're still down 3-2. And the Warriors still have a possibility to win the Game 6 in Cleveland. It's going to be tough to win in Cleveland because the crowd's going to be rocking. The Cavaliers are going to get calls. You notice tonight. See, it happens every single time. Every single time the coaches complain about the ref officiating, they start getting calls. Tonight, Kyrie and LeBron went to the line a ton of times. Let me see real quick. They went to the line a ton of times. So it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of basketball. Things don't swing, but when complaining about the ref officiating, they went to the line. How many times did they go to the line? Cause this is gonna be really curious. Let's look at this team stats really fast. They went to the line 26 times. Golden State went 23 times. Golden State went 26, and a lot of those free throws were earlier in the games where LeBron was getting to the line because he was taking it, putting his head down and everything like that. So it is what it is, man. You got to give the Cavaliers a lot of credit. They needed this game. I feel like Warriors, they were too emotional tonight. They didn't stick to the game plan. They were just like upset about missing shots. They were upset about Draymond. They played more upset than more, focused. They didn't play focused. That's the key word. They weren't focused. And you could tell. Because earlier in the game, they were doing what they had to do. But then down the stretch, you could tell they kept playing from behind, kept trying to go for the home run. And that's the problem with the 3-ball sometimes. You keep going for the home run and it's not there. So now they got to regroup. This is a good lesson for them. It teaches them we got to play well all facets of the game. You can't just keep jacking up threes and hope that Cleveland's going to go away. Same thing with Cleveland. They got to understand they dodged the bullet as well because Draymond wasn't there. Their normal rotation wasn't there. The same screening. The game was weird. The game was weird to me. It felt like a pickup game. And it was just like, you get the ball, you do your thing. You get the ball, you do your thing. And it just kept going down that pickup line. The game got slower and slower and slower. And that's not the way Golden State wants to play. That's the way Cleveland wants to play because that's how they can make it. That's how they can keep it interesting. That's how they can keep it close. And, they can do their thing. And Kyrie got really, really hot. I think you got to give a little game ball to him because he lifted their scoring like crazy. And they never trapped them, which is something they probably should have did, but they were scared to probably give up a 3. And it's back to the drawing board for the Warriors. They have 2 more games to try to close it out. Cleveland has another elimination game, which they got to stave off elimination. That's gonna be huge. But once again, man, I didn't think Draymond Green, the absence of him was gonna be so gaping for the Warriors, but it really was. Like LeBron was dribbling top of the key, like it just looked like a regular season game, and the intensity wasn't there for him. And Draymond would have brought that. And now what's going to suck is, even though Cavaliers did get a good victory, and even though I picked them to win at 6, it's just like people are going to say like they shouldn't have won this game because they didn't have one of their best players. And that's the fault of the league, and that's the fault of LeBron. Now, LeBron and Kyrie have to duplicate this in Game 6 at home, which I feel like they're going to have big games. But Draymond Green's going to be there this time, so it's going to be a full roster, and it's not going to be piecemealing guys together. So we're going to see. Game 6 is going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game. It might be like one of those epic games. But Cleveland's behind the 8 ball still. I know they're very happy, but that doesn't mean anything right now because momentum doesn't go from game to game. As you can see tonight, Warriors dominated Game 4, but it didn't shift over to game 5. And Curry had 38. He had 21 or something tonight. So 8 for 24 or something like that. So it doesn't shift. So we're gonna see the new game plan. Cleveland's gonna run the isolation? Isolation basketball has been working for them when they're on, but when they're off, it's bad for them. So we'll see. I know people are happy, but I'm not happy. Like, because besides the first half, it wasn't like you could see where the game was going. You could see where the game was going, especially when Kyrie got hot. It was like a crazy. It was a crazy like offensive game, and it wasn't like a game of runs. Like both teams weren't running each other. First half they were, but second half it wasn't like that. So we're gonna see Game 6, Cleveland Thursday. We'll see what happens. The way I'm looking at it, I still see Golden State winning that game. I think they're gonna be at full strength, and they got 2 days rest. And they played their normal rotation even tonight. I don't think Clay and Curry played a lot of minutes, so we'll see. We'll see. This is kind of shocking, but not shocking. It's kind of This is kind of exciting, but not exciting. It's much more disappointing. It's much more disappointing because you see how something as simple as a little argument, petty argument, turn into somebody missing the game, turn into somebody snitching on somebody missing the game, and now all we're going to talk about is that. I don't even think people aren't really going to go crazy about Kyrie and LeBron doing what they did because they still didn't get any help from the rest of their team. I think JR had 10, Love had 2, so that don't mean anything. Like it's just they both got hot. I think San Antonio a couple years ago when they beat Cleveland, LeBron and Wade went off in San Antonio, and then they won that game on San Antonio's floor. So it's just one of those games. It happens. It happens, and I know Steve Kerr's gonna get about their defense. Because the defense is horrible, and I don't know what's worse. Like, which is the chicken or the egg? Which came first? Was it bad because Draymond wasn't there, or was it bad because the effort wasn't there? Which one? So pick one. Draymond is the effort, or is the effort Draymond? Like, which one is it? So this is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla, man. Peace.